In today's episode, I am going to review a small cap company that all of you guys have been telling me to review. Now, this is a very unique company in the baggage industry, and they also have ace investor Ashish Kacholia investing in this company as well. Now, this company is in the massive luggage industry, and India is going to be the fifth largest outbound travel market by 2027. Now, another advantage that this sector has that it is going to grow to up to 50,000 crores very soon with a massive segment towards branded luggages, because now everyone's buying branded luggage. And we've also seen a massive shift happening from the unorganized segment to the organized segment. And one more thing that we're noticing about this market is that a lot of people are now traveling, whether it's solo travel, international travel. We are now taking more trips than we used to, and if that continues, then obviously people who want to go out, show off with a nice bag, are going to use this company's bags. So this company is called Brand Concepts. Now most of you guys will see this company name and close the video. I'm telling you, don't do that, because you will go buy without knowing and having any knowledge, but you won't know the actual potential of this stock, because in the end we're going to discuss the revenue guidance that the management has also spoken about. So this company is called Brand Concepts, or also you would have seen stores called Bagline. Now what does Bagline do? Bagline is basically a multi-retail platform, and they have tied up with a lot of international brands such as UCB, they've tied up with Tommy Hilfiger, and obviously they have plans to tie up with more brands in the future. They also have their own line of bags, which is called the Sugar Rush or the Vertical, which is both their own brands because they get more margins from these brands as well. Now what they have, which is their unique thing that they currently have, is they have exclusive rights to these international brands where they can design, execute, manufacture all of this and sell these products, so they can do all of this by themselves. That is the unique proposition they have. Now if you look at the company's journey, they've been incorporated in 2007. Around 2011 they got the exclusive rights for Tommy Hilfiger. 2017 they started growing with all their stores. Around 2018 they came out with their IPO, and as of now in 2023 they have 35 stores in India right now. Now what is their business model? Very simple. First, they will go and get a licensed exclusive access from a particular big brand. Then after they get that, they will start doing product design. They will design the entire product. After that, they will start selling in both online and offline market. After they start selling in the online and offline market, for the offline market, they go to their suppliers, and then the suppliers will start doing the sales, distribution and marketing for this entire product, and they will make a lot of money from that, right? So coming to the geographical footprint of this company, out of 35 stores, 31 stores are Bagline stores and 4 stores are actually Tommy Hilfiger travel gear stores. Now what their actual plan, which is slightly aggressive, is in this year they want to increase 4 to 6 stores, but in the next 2 years or 2 to 2.5 years, they want to add up to 100 stores in India. Now this is an entire game of stores, right? They have something known as average revenue per store. The number of stores you increase, and if the profitability of each store starts increasing, then your top line, which is your revenue, starts growing. Now what is important to see is their margins are still good, and they operate it very efficiently, so that when the net profit also starts looking really well. But the advantage is if they have a lot of offline stores, then you get a lot of brand recall. So when I go online onto Amazon or other websites to buy a bag, I see their bag, I might buy it, and there they don't have any stores, so they'll actually get it for a better margin rate. Now if you look at the revenue segment, 60% of this company's revenue comes from the luggage industry or from the baggage industry. Now what is the product market fit? You'll be like, Shashank, there are so many bag companies. Where do they come into the picture? So we have two ranges in India: budget range and luxury range. Luxury ranges are those companies which have Louis Vuitton, Gucci, which is around 2 to 3 lakhs for a bag, right? And if you look at the budgetary range, which is approximately 3,000 rupees, where you have VIP and Safari. Now where these guys come into the picture is basically they are in the middle budgetary and luxury segment. They're middle of that, where they sell their bags for 8,000 to 10,000 rupees, and that is why they have good brands like UCB and Tommy, which is not budget brands, but it's also not Louis Vuitton or Gucci, right? So that is the difference they actually have. Now if you ask their future plans, they currently have good tie-ups with these 3 brands right now, and they want to scale this up. Definitely in the next few years, what they're saying is we want to partner up with more international brands. And another thing is the Sugar Rush and the Vertical, something that they want to increase, which is their own brands, so they get more revenue and more margins from that. And finally they want to start doing a lot of manufacturing themselves, and Bagline, which is grow more stores that they currently have to build brand recall, is something that is in their limelight. Now coming to the conference call. So what they're saying, very important, they're saying revenue currently has grown 82% from last year. EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, tax and depreciation, has grown by 65% last year, and PAT has also grown by 90% since last year. Now another thing that they're saying is that in the next 5 years they want to grow by 30 to 35% compounded annually, which I feel is slightly aggressive, because they're also saying that they want to hit 500 crore revenue in the next 4 years, which is basically 3x in 4 years. Now if the revenue goes 3x in 4 years, just imagine what the stock price will do. Massive, right? Now again, we have to see whether they actually do it or not. Now FY24 guidance, which is this year's guidance, they're saying they will grow by 35% and they will close this year around 235 to 250 crores. So this is something that we need to see. But what are the key risks of this business? Because every business has two sides of a coin. The key risk is client concentration risk. They only have 2-3 brands. So now tomorrow if Tommy Hilfiger or UCB says, you know what, I'm cancelling my partnership with you, they are finished. The amount of revenue that they get is going to drop considerably low. Number one. Second, it is not a very high margin business because think about it. They're using the name of UCB and they're using the name of Tommy Hilfiger. So they have to pay royalty. They have to pay license fees. So they don't make their own brand. So always an own brand category will win over a licensed brand category. Now, cyclical market, right? In monsoon, people don't travel too much. People don't buy bags so much. But maybe towards the December and September region, we will travel a lot. So some quarters will be bad. Some quarters will be really good, which can affect the profitability of the company. Another very important thing is because they design and manufacture everything, they are subject to raw material fluctuation. So if the raw material prices go up and down, their margins will also go up and down. And finally, which is also I would say the most difficult thing to manage is stores. Right? Because you have stores, not every store will do well. You'll have hero stores and you'll have zero stores, right? So the ones that don't do well, if you don't shut them down on time, then you will start bleeding money from these stores. So these are the key risks that are currently there in the market. So let me go into the financials of the company. So the company name, as you know, is called Brand Concepts. It is sitting at 822 crore market cap company. It is very much in the small cap space. That means it is a very high risk company as well. Also, you can't simply go buy this company. It's only in lot sizes. So you have to spend around 1.5 lakhs to actually buy the share of this company. The ROE ROC is quite good because predominantly it sells online. PE obviously is at a very high value because Ashish Kacholia just came and took almost 1% shares in this company, right? And going down, let's understand a little bit more. So in the last 1 year, the company has been growing well. Last 3 years also it has been doing well. But if you look at the PE ratio, it was at a very high PE. It was sustaining at 24 PE, but now it has gone up slightly overvalued. So investing right now is betting on the future growth of this company. So don't know whether it will do well or not. Right, coming to the yearly result, let's look at the yearly result. 2011 they started off with 20, 22, 39, 51, 62, 68, 82, 71, 43, COVID, 86, 163, 214. So if you look at it from a long-term perspective, sales have been growing every single year. But if you look at it from a net profit perspective, because their margins are very low, their operating profit margin only is around 13 to 12%, right? So that means after tax and all of that, they will come to 10 to 12 crores of the year when they make almost 200 crores. So basically, even at a 200 crore revenue run rate, their net profit will only be around 4-5%. Right, this is without a lot of competition. So that is one of the biggest risks that they have. Reserves and borrowing seem to be equal at 1:1. So that is also a small issue. Coming down to the promoter holding, you can see the promoter has definitely reduced the stake quite drastically over here. Right, but if you look at the public shareholding, you will see that Ashish Kacholia here is sitting at 1.44% stake as well. So this is something that you guys need to look at as well. From a fundamental standpoint, I would say, see, the entire story over here is on the future. It is not on the past. It is not on the present. It is about, can you open 100 stores tomorrow? If you can open 100 stores tomorrow, you know that the revenue guidance will come into play and the market will give you a premium and the stock price will go up. So recently they came out with a news article which says that they want to invest 50 crores to open a new luggage manufacturing plant which spans across 60,000 square feet, right? So if that happens, then basically they want to increase their revenue, they want to increase their top line, and they'll only be doing it if they see that there is visibility of growth, or else it will be a massive waste. The company is currently producing 100,000 backpacks a month and has no intention to increase the capacity because at right now they're doing really well. So they want to increase the manufacturing to start doing their own brands and to contract some other brands as well. So they want to keep that thing open. Now, how does this company compare to its peers, right? There are 3 companies in this space. Brand Concept with its own line, there's VIP Industries and the Safari Industries. So Brand Concept is sitting at 1/10 the market cap of all the other companies. But if you look at the ROC, ROCE, Brand Concepts gives a good competition to Safari, not to VIP, but gives a good competition to Safari, right? And if you look at the revenue math that you see, Safari is sitting at 1000 crores yearly revenue, whereas we are sitting at 160 crores or 200 crores right now yearly revenue. So it has to 5 times its growth, which they're saying. And if it actually does 5 times its growth, then the market cap can come to around 10,000 crore market cap, which is almost a 10x return from here. Maybe that is why Ashish Kacholia took a massive bet on this, right? So everything else is, as I said, is completely on the future. Their margins are not that good because VIP and Safari have better margins margins, these guys are also licensing, so they don't have significant great margins, right? So now I will be giving my final review, and before I do that, I want you guys to thank Pratham, who's made this entire PPT for me. He's a part of my 1% club membership, so he's learned a lot, and now he's working with me to make this entire presentation and to give a lot of knowledge to you guys. So I want you guys to thank Pratham in the comment section below. So guys, if you ask me what is my review, entire thing depends on management guidance. Okay, I have not currently invested in this stock. I am looking at one more quarter of revenue. I want to see what happens in the next quarter, and I want to see if the management walks the talk. See, I'm not getting into FOMO right now just because other people have invested. If the management shows that they're opening stores and it's becoming profitable, then I will take a bet. Currently it's at 850 crore market cap company. Even if I invest tomorrow a little late at 1200 crores, and if they start doing really well, I will still make 3x, 4x, 5x maybe in the next 5 to 7 years. But the guidance that they've given is too aggressive. Looking at a bull market scenario, they're not catching that if there's a worst case scenario, then it might not do really well. So that is why I'm a little hesitant to invest in this right now. I will wait. I will take one more quarter's data, and then if I feel something is good or bad, then I will take a small allocation into it. So this was my honest review of Brand Concepts. I want you guys to do your own research. I have not invested in this company yet, as I told you. So I don't want you to say that Shashank invested, so I'm also buying. I am also not buying. I'm going to wait for another quarter and then take a decision. So don't come and shout at me later on. And I hope you guys like this video. And if you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, which is the red button, and share this to your friends in WhatsApp as well. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care. See you guys. Bye.